There's a new argument among some families: don't wear hijab, don't wear jilbab, because you'll be a target. People are going to look at you and they're going to say things to you at Walmart. Don't wear it because when you go to campus, people will make fun of you. If the point of hijab and jilbab is to blend in America, if you wear it, then you're going to be a target. It's the opposite. You're not blending in. So you shouldn't wear it because the whole point is that you shouldn't blend in. Now Allah says that you will be caused harm by not wearing it. Now it's the passive form. Allah didn't say فَلَا يُؤْذِيهِنَّ النَّاسُ, so people cause them harm. No, Allah didn't say that. Allah said so they may not be harmed. They may not be hurt. In other words, the hurt, the harm isn't just restricted to what people might say. The hurt can be of a spiritual form. The hurt can, the problem here could be of a greater form. And yu'rafna, urf in Arabic is also recognition and honor. So they can wear this so they may be honored. Honored by who, you ask? Honored by Allah Azza wa Jal. Allah would honor them. This is Allah's urf to them. Urf is a recognition and honor. So the argument that people might say something, you have to compare what people says with what Allah says. People might harm you. Allah says, no, I will be hurt if I take it off. So whether people hurt me or not, hurt will come to me, pain will come to me if I don't observe it. Now, I'm not trying to be insensitive to girls that are struggling, my younger sisters, my older sisters, my mothers, my sisters that aren't wearing hijab and jilbab. I'm not knocking on them. It's a struggle. Just last night, I was at a restaurant with some friends, and they were on the table next to us. There were two girls. I didn't even know they were Muslim. They told me about the two guys. Overheard their conversation. One was telling the other, you should try hijab. I'm going to try it too. I tried it before, but I took it off. I didn't, people were too judgmental or whatever. But really, it's the month of Ramadan. If we're ever going to try, we should try now. And they're discussing this over hookah, like afra. And then she says to the other, hey, let's go to the masjid. And they just went to the masjid. I have a jilbab in my car. You can't judge people. You don't know what people are going through. You don't know what their backgrounds are. You don't know what they've been exposed to before. So because the ayah says this, you don't take this ayah, make a poster out of it, then roll it up and slap people on the head with it whenever you see them not wearing it. That's not what the point is. The law is the law is the law. I can't give you a watered down version of what Allah says to make you feel better. I can't do that. But at the same time, I can't judge you either. We have to be true to what the text says, and we have to be courteous to people's situations. If somebody's struggling with it, if somebody hasn't come to understand it yet, if somebody says, I want to do my own research and make my own conclusions, we have to respect that. If somebody hasn't seen it, they felt the need for it in their heart, then these ayat, they're not going to change that. I went to my cousin and I recited the ayah and she still didn't wear hijab. Astaghfirullah. What's wrong with you? Allah revealed this ayah. I told you, right? Allah has been talking about modesty and shame. He's been talking about it since the beginning of Revelation. We are now in the 5th year of Medina. Now we're reading this. 5th year of Medina. You know how many years it's been now? 18 years and hijab came down. For 18 years, Muslim women are taught to guard their shame, but there's no conversation of hijab and there's no conversation of jilbab. These are the sahabiyat. These are the mothers of the believers. These are the best of the Muslims. And then these laws came down. So there is such a thing as modesty outside of these things, but then finally the law came down. Now law is law. It's God's law. So we're not going to say, hey, do what feels right. It is. You have to do it. Just like salat. You can't say, well, when you're ready, you can start praying. It's like that. It's like Hajj. You and I can't present a watered down version of the law. However, just because it's the law, it doesn't mean that you get to judge people that are in different psychological and intellectual and knowledge stages in their life. Well, we have to take it easy on people. We really have to take it easy on people. These sahabiyat were at a certain level that these ayat came down, and immediately for a woman to change the way she dresses overnight, change her entire wardrobe, that's incredible. That's really, really incredible. And when ayat come about men, don't say, what about the women? And when the ayat come about women, don't say, what about the men? What do they have to wear? Where's that? It's not about them right now, it's about you. Don't change the subject. Don't change the subject. This surah, it honors women. It deals with specific issues that have to do with women. And Allah Azza wa Jal chose to put this in a surah in which there was the possibility of controversy. So what are we learning? That this modesty in clothing is one of the great barriers to modesty. However, even if you have the most modest clothing, if you don't have taqwa, then the modest clothing itself is pointless. If you're going to dress like ultra-orthodox and still, have questionable character, the clothing doesn't mean anything. Then our beards and our thobes and our kufis and our hijabs and our jilbabs, they don't mean anything. But we can't say, well, all that matters is character and these ayat are only valid if you have taqwa in the beginning, etc., etc. No, that's like saying salat only counts when you have 100% khushu'. Law doesn't change. Prayer is law. Your quality of prayer is an ongoing, it's a work in progress. Just like that, this clothing code that has been revealed is law. Now our modesty and our character is an ongoing project. Law is in its place, modesty and character are in their places. That's subjective, it's qualitative. Law isn't subjective, law is not qualitative. It's black and white. That's what it is.